Hello, my name is David Lee, and today I am going to talk about marijuana and hopefully give everyone who watches this video a deeper understanding and insight on this drug. So what is marijuana? Marijuana comes from cannabis plants that come in forms such as dried leaves and flowers. The two most well-known chemicals that come from marijuana are THC and CBD. THC, or also known as tetrahydrocannabinol, has psychological effects that create the high feeling. This is what most people who are familiar with weed and are used to using. CBD, also known as cannabidiol, is the second most prevalent chemical that is found in marijuana. This chemical does not create that high feeling, but there has been much research done with the benefits of CBD. An example of this would be shown in a study done on CBD. The results showed that CBDs were able to lower the number of seizures and in some cases stop them altogether in some people. As shown below, marijuana can also be used in many different forms. It can be smoked in a pipe or a bong, or even rolled into a joint and a blunt as well. Smoking is not the only way that you can use marijuana, but you can also ingest it through edibles. There are about 13 states that have completely legalized marijuana, and many states that are strictly used for medical purposes only. Currently, in California, marijuana is legal to anyone who is above the age of 21 or is 21. Everyone is allowed to grow up to 6 or less plants in each household as well. However, just because marijuana is legalized in California does not mean that there are no laws against it either. Some of these laws include that you are not able to smoke or ingest any forms of marijuana in public. Whether this is in smoking areas, being under the influence of marijuana is not allowed. The only place that is allowed is in your own home. Not only this, but without the proper license, people are not allowed to transport open containers, this includes broken seals, unless it is located in the trunk in a moving vehicle. I am now going to talk a little bit more about the short-term effects of marijuana. Because marijuana is a psychoactive drug, there are many different short-term effects that many people do not or may not be familiar with. THC acts on specific brain cells, and because of these chemicals, studies have shown that there are many alternations of brain function and development. Some of these short-term effects include changes in moods, impaired body movements, impaired memory, altered sense of time, and even sometimes difficulty with thinking and problem solving. These short-term effects can also be seen long-term when adolescents use marijuana at a young age through their adulthood. Because marijuana alters the ways our brain works, there are many developmental problems when using marijuana at a young age. This drug can impair thinking, memory, and learning functions and affect how the brain builds connections between these areas necessary for these functions. When the brain is developing and growing, but there is a third party affecting this growth, there will be permanent changes with the way our brain should be developing and creating the way our brain should be developing. This creates long-term problems such as memory loss, troubles breathing, increased in phlegm and mucus in the throat, future heart problems such as heart conditions and other forms of troubles. There can also be shown that withdrawal symptoms and addiction can also be a cause for some people. It is said that 1 in 10 people build an addiction to marijuana, but when used for a long time at a younger age, this rate can change to 1 in 6. Now, after talking about some of the short and long-term effects of marijuana, I wanted to briefly discuss the benefits of using marijuana as well. Medical marijuana is usually seen for relief medicine of physical and mental pains such as muscle and joint aches, and can even be seen with positive results for combating PTSD symptoms as well. Not only this, but studies have shown that through using marijuana in proper doses, weed can also help people who have sleep insomnia go to bed faster, and even in some cases reduce nausea caused by chemotherapy. However, what many people do not realize about the medical use of marijuana is that many prescribed drugs are forms of CBD, where patients who use these drugs do not feel the exact same stereotypical high as other people would when using THC.